My precious soul, today is not an ordinary day. Today, on April 25th, heaven has marked your name. And if you choose to skip this message again, there is a chance you may look back and regret missing what was being shown to you. This is not pressure. This is protection. This is not fear. This is favor knocking gently at your door. There are moments in life that seem small, but they carry eternal consequences. April 25th is one of those moments. You may think this is just another video appearing on your screen. But what if it is not random? What if it is a divine interruption? What if Archangel Michael himself has been assigned to get your attention before something shifts in your life? Listen carefully. There is a window that opens only for a short time. It does not stay open forever. And today, that window is open above your house, above your decisions, above the path you are about to take. You were shown signs before. You felt nudges before. But you brushed them away. You told yourself, maybe later. Yet later never came. And now heaven is saying, pause. Archangel Michael is not coming with noise. He is coming with clarity. He stands as a warrior of light, but today his sword is not raised against enemies. It is raised against confusion. He sees something you do not yet see. He knows something you have not yet understood. And he is asking you to slow down long enough to receive it. Because what is being revealed today concerns your direction. There is a decision forming in your mind. You have been going back and forth about it. Part of you feels excitement. Another part feels unease. That unease is not anxiety. It is discernment. It is the whisper of heaven trying to protect you from stepping into something that looks good on the surface, but carries hidden weight. April 25th is a checkpoint. If you skip this again, it may not feel serious now. But weeks from today, you might remember this exact moment. You might say, I felt something trying to warn me. That is why this message is urgent, yet gentle. It is not about fear of punishment. It is about missing alignment. Archangel Michael has been stationed around your home recently. You may not see him, but you have felt unusual stillness at certain times. Moments where everything seemed quiet, all was suspended. That is not coincidence. That is spiritual covering being activated. However, protection works best when you cooperate with it. There are conversations you were about to engage in. There are words you were about to speak. There is a reaction you were preparing to release. And heaven is saying, wait. The outcome will change if you pause. You think you are waiting on answers. But in truth, answers are waiting on you to become still. This day carries a message about exposure, not in a dramatic way, but in a revealing way. Something hidden in your environment is slowly coming to light. It could be a motive. It could be a truth. It could even be your own hidden strength. But if you rush, you will miss the reveal. Archangel Michael does not interrupt without reason. When he steps close, it means timing is critical. He is assigned to battles that matter. And right now, the battle is subtle. It is not loud. It is internal. It is about distraction. The enemy of your destiny is not always danger. Sometimes it is delay. Sometimes it is scrolling past what was meant to anchor you. You have skipped similar nudges before. You felt something pull at your attention, but you dismissed it because it did not seem urgent. Today is different. Today the pull is stronger. Today the message is clearer. Pause. Read. Ask yourself why this title stirred something in you. Why did your eyes stop here? Why did your spirit hesitate before moving on? That hesitation is not random. It is recognition. There is also something about your house. Not the physical walls only, but the atmosphere. Energy had been shifting. You may have noticed unusual tension or unusual silence. That is because spiritual alignment is adjusting around you. Archangel Michael is asking you to examine what you allow inside your space: conversations, media, influences, even thoughts. Because what enters your home plants seeds, and seeds grow quietly before they become visible. April 25th is a day of recalibration. Heaven is not accusing you. It is inviting you. There is a path that brings peace and acceleration. And there is a path that brings temporary excitement but long-term regret. You are standing at a fork, even if you cannot fully see it yet. Do not rush through today. Something will be shown to you. Maybe through a conversation, maybe through a realization, maybe through a sudden clarity that feels undeniable. When it happens, remember this moment. Remember that you were asked to listen. Archangel Michael's presence right now is steady, not dramatic. He is guarding your future from choices made in haste. He is urging you to look twice before signing, before agreeing, before reacting. This is not about fear. It is about foresight. You are being given insight before impact. If you choose to ignore this again, life will continue. But you may feel later that you missed a protective whisper. That is why this is being repeated to you. Not to control you, but to awaken you. April 25th is a divine pause button. And the question is simple. Will you press pause or will you scroll? Because what is about to unfold in your life over the next few days connects directly to how you respond today. The atmosphere around you is charged with opportunity and revelation. But revelation only benefits those who pay attention. Archangel Michael is standing watch. He is not forcing you. He is asking you to listen. And this is only the beginning of what is being shown. Beloved listener, something is shifting beneath the surface, and you can feel it even if you cannot explain it. Since the moment you heard that today, April 25th, carries a warning wrapped in mercy, your spirit has been more alert. That is not imagination. That is alignment beginning to take place. There is a reason Archangel Michael asked you to pause this time. In the past, you kept moving. You kept distracting yourself. You convinced your heart that everything was fine. But heaven sees patterns long before you do. And a pattern was forming around you, a pattern of almost missing divine timing. You were about to repeat something. A cycle. A reaction. A decision style that once brought you stress. It may look small from your perspective, but spiritually it is significant. April 25th is not just about avoiding regret. It is about breaking repetition. There is a conversation that may happen soon, one that will test your patience. The old version of you would respond quickly, emotionally, defensively. But Archangel Michael is standing near your words right now. He is guarding your mouth because your next response could either open a door of peace or reopen a door you prayed to close. Think about that. How many times have you prayed for change, yet acted from old habits? This is not condemnation. This is awakening. You asked for elevation, but elevation requires interruption. And this message is that interruption. There is also a financial or practical decision hovering near your life. It looks promising. It looks urgent. But urgency is not always destiny. Some offers shine brightly because they are designed to rush you. Heaven does not rush you. Heaven prepares you. Archangel Michael's presence today carries strategic calm. He is not anxious. He is not panicking. And if he is calm, you can be calm too. Whatever is coming toward you does not need to be feared. It needs to be discerned. You may notice unusual dreams around this time. You may notice sudden memories resurfacing. Pay attention. The spirit realm often communicates through impressions before events unfold physically. Do not dismiss what feels subtle. The most powerful warnings rarely shout. And let this sink in deeply. Regret usually whispers before it becomes loud. It starts as a quiet nudge ignored. That is why today matters. If you choose to skip this kind of prompting again, it will not be because you were unaware. It will be because you chose comfort over clarity. But you are still here. You did not scroll away. That already tells me something about your spirit. You are ready to grow beyond old cycles. Archangel Michael is also asking you to look at your home environment carefully. Is there tension that has been normalized? Is there a habit that drains your peace? Is there a presence or influence that subtly weakens your confidence? These things matter more than you realize. He is guarding your household not just from visible trouble, but from silent erosion. Peace can erode slowly when you tolerate what your spirit knows is not aligned. Pause again. Take a breath and examine your inner reaction to this message. If something feels exposed inside you, that is healing beginning. Exposure is not humiliation. Exposure is preparation for cleansing. The next few days may bring clarity that surprises you. Someone may reveal their true intentions. A hidden truth may surface naturally without you forcing it. When that happens, remember that you were warned with kindness, not fear. And here's something important. If this message is resonating with you, do not keep it to yourself. There are others who are also standing at quiet crossroads today. Like this video so it can reach more souls. Share it with someone who needs discernment right now. Comment below if you feel this confirmation in your spirit. Your engagement does more than support a channel. It pushes light into places algorithmic darkness tries to bury. Subscribe and become part of this growing spiritual family. When you join and stay connected, you position yourself to receive timely guidance when it matters most. There are moments ahead that you will not want to navigate alone. And listen closely now, because this is where it deepens. April 25th is not only about what to avoid, it is also about what to embrace. There is an opportunity for spiritual maturity being offered to you. The ability to respond instead of react. The strength to wait instead of rush. The wisdom to observe instead of assume. Archangel Michael is strengthening your discernment muscle. But discernment only grows when exercised. So when you feel that gentle hesitation before making a move, honor it. That hesitation may be heaven shielding you from unnecessary lessons. You are not being restricted. You are being refined. Something you thought you wanted may soon lose its appeal. And something you once overlooked may suddenly appear valuable. This shift in perception is not random. It is divine recalibration. Hold this message carefully in your heart. Because what unfolds next will connect directly to how seriously you take this pause. And trust me, what is about to be revealed will make everything you are sensing right now make perfect sense. Chosen one, the atmosphere around you is not ordinary anymore. Since this message began, something unseen has been rearranging itself in your favor. You may not have visible proof yet, but in the spiritual realm, movement has already begun. April 25th was not simply a date on a calendar. It was a marker, a dividing line between who you were becoming by default and who you are now becoming by design. Archangel Michael is still present, and his assignment has intensified. Not because danger is chasing you, but because destiny is approaching you. And destiny requires protection. just as much as vulnerability does. Here is something you were about to accept as normal that heaven refuses to let you normalize. A behavior, a treatment, a pattern in your home. You told yourself it was manageable. You convinced yourself it was temporary. But deep inside, your spirit felt restless. That restlessness was not weakness. It was warring mixed with wisdom. Now the unveiling begins. In the coming days, clarity will arrive in a way that removes confusion without creating chaos. You will see a situation for what it truly is. You will understand someone's intention without them needing to confess it directly. Truth has a way of surfacing quietly when divine timing activates it. Archangel Michael does not expose to embarrass. He reveals to liberate. And what is being shown to you is not meant to make you bitter. It is meant to make you wiser. Pay attention to small inconsistencies. Pay attention to repeated patterns in conversations. If someone's words and actions do not align, do not ignore that internal signal again. You are not being asked to confront immediately. You are being asked to observe carefully. This is where many people miss their moment. They feel the revelation beginning, but they rush to react emotionally. That reaction clouds the clarity that was being gifted to them. Do not rush this time. Let truth settle fully before you respond. There is also something within you being exposed. A hidden strength. A level of discernment you did not realize you possessed. You have underestimated your spiritual sensitivity for too long. You called it overthinking. You called it being too cautious. But in reality, it has been your shield. April 25th activated a deeper layer of your perception. You may notice yourself withdrawing slightly from certain energy. That is not isolation. That is refinement. Not everyone can go with you into the next season. Not every voice deserves access to your decisions. And not every opportunity is aligned with your calling. Archangel Michael stands firm at the entrance of your next chapter. He is filtering what attempts to follow you forward. But remember, protection does not override free will. You still choose what you entertain. You still decide what you tolerate. Something subtle but significant is shifting inside your home as well. The atmosphere will begin to feel lighter as truth surfaces. Even if there is a brief moment of discomfort, it will clear the air in a way that brings lasting peace. Do not fear exposure. Fear prolonged ignorance. Heaven would rather give you a moment of uncomfortable clarity than allow you months of quiet regret. That is why this message was repeated. That is why you were urged not to skip it again. There is also blessing tied to obedience in this moment. When you pause instead of rushing, when you observe instead of reacting, when you trust discernment instead of impulse, doors begin to open that were previously locked. You may soon receive unexpected confirmation. It could come through a stranger's comment, a sudden opportunity, or even a dream that feels too vivid to dismiss. When it happens, you will remember this warning and understand that you are being positioned, not delayed. Archangel Michael's sword represents decisive clarity. And clarity is being placed into your hands now. What you do with it determines the atmosphere of your next season. Stand still internally. Let the revelation complete its work. Let the exposure mature into understanding. Because once you truly see, you cannot unsee. And that sight will protect you from repeating cycles that drained you before. This is your moment of awakening. If this message resonates deeply within you, seal it with intention. Type "I choose clarity" in the comments if you receive this word over your life. Blessing code 444 is now activated over your path. And as this revelation settles in your spirit, understand something sacred. When you respond to messages like this, you are not just listening for yourself. You are helping light travel further. Every time you support this mission through super thanks, membership, or even a PayPal seat placed through the link in the description, you are sowing into unseen soil. Scripture declares, as you sow, so shall you reap, and this is not a distant promise. It is a living decree spoken over you now. I feel led to say this clearly. I am inviting you to become part of this flow of light. When you give, you are not funding a channel. You are fueling a river that carries awakening into homes that feel spiritually dry. This message about pausing and listening is reaching hearts on the edge of regret. Your support becomes the oil that keeps this lamp burning. You not see your giving as small. In the kingdom, seeds unlock harvests. When you act in this moment, you align yourself with obedience, not obligation. And heaven responds to obedience swiftly. If this message protected you from one wrong step, imagine how many others are waiting for the same protection. Become a partner in this assignment. Release your seed. Join as a member. Send your offering through the description link. Let your action echo your agreement. And as you give, may divine protection surround your household. May clarity increase in your decisions. May hidden traps be revealed before you step near them. This is not charity. This is covenant movement. Step into it boldly. Faithful one, now that clarity has begun to unfold, you must understand that awareness brings responsibility. The moment you see differently, you cannot live casually anymore. April 25th initiated a shift, but what happens next depends on how you steward what has been revealed. Archangel Michael is still guarding the threshold of your next season, but his role is not to force you forward. His role is to strengthen your discernment while you walk. Protection does not eliminate choice. It sharpens it. There is a subtle temptation trying to creep back into your thinking. It whispers, maybe it wasn't that serious. It tries to minimize what you felt. It attempts to convince you that your hesitation was unnecessary. But that voice is the echo of old patterns fighting to survive. Do not shrink your discernment to make others comfortable. You sensed something for a reason. You paused for a reason. And now you must stand firm in that inner knowing without becoming defensive or reactive. This is spiritual maturity in motion. Over the next few days, you may notice people behaving slightly differently around you. When your awareness increases, your energy shifts. Some will feel drawn to your calm. Others may feel unsettled by it. That is not your responsibility to manage. Your responsibility is to remain aligned. Archangel Michael's presence represents courage under control. Strength that does not need to prove itself. Power that remains composed. And that is the posture you are being invited to embody now. There is also something important happening internally. You are learning to trust yourself again. Not your impulses. Not your fears. But your discernment. For too long, you second-guessed what your spirit clearly recognized. You doubted your instincts because you feared being wrong. But discernment is refined through obedience. When you honored the pause, something inside you recalibrated. You prove it to yourself that you can slow down. You prove that you are not controlled by urgency or emotion. That small act has larger consequences than you realize. A door that once seemed appealing may begin to close naturally. Watch how it happens. It may not slam shut. It may simply lose its attraction. This is how divine redirection often works. Not through chaos, but through clarity. At the same time, a quieter opportunity may begin to surface. It may not look as impressive at first glance. It may require patience, but it will carry peace. And peace is a powerful indicator of alignment. Inside your home, conversations may shift tone. You may feel prompted to speak more gently, or perhaps to say less than you normally would. Follow that prompting. Not every truth needs immediate expression. Timing matters. Archangel Michael is not only guarding you from external missteps, he is helping you refine internal discipline. The ability to hold your peace when you could easily react is a form of spiritual authority. There is also a lesson here about regret. Regret does not always come from doing something wrong. Sometimes it comes from ignoring what you knew was right. And this time, you chose to listen. That decision alone has altered your trajectory. You may not see dramatic evidence immediately, but seeds planted in obedience grow beneath the surface before they break through visibly. Do not dig them up by doubting your choice. Something else is happening quietly. You are being observed, not in a negative way, but others are noticing your composure. They are watching how you handle uncertainty. They are paying attention to your steadiness. And in time, your example will influence someone else's courage. This is how ripple effects begin. April 25th was a call to pause. Today is a call to sustain that awareness. Do not slip back into autopilot. Maintain your attentiveness. Keep evaluating your surroundings with calm confidence. If a situation resurfaces that once confused you, look at it again through your renewed clarity. You will see what you missed before. And when you see it, you will feel gratitude that you did not rush blindly ahead. Archangel Michael's assignment over your life in this season is about strategic positioning. He is aligning you where your peace can flourish and where your growth will not be stunted by unnecessary battles. But remember, protection is not isolation. You are still called to engage with life. Just do so consciously. There may be a moment soon where you are tempted to explain yourself excessively. Resist that urge. Not everyone deserves access to your reasoning. Silent confidence can speak louder than long defenses. You are stepping into a season where discernment will become your compass. The more you honor it, the clearer your path will become. Hold steady. What began as a warning is now becoming wisdom, and what felt urgent is now transforming into understanding. The shift has started. The unveiling continues. Steadfast heart, you are beginning to notice that something inside you refuses to go back to how it was. That is not stubbornness. That is transformation. When heaven interrupts your rhythm, it is not to disturb your peace but to deepen it. And what began on April 25th is now settling into your daily awareness like a new layer of vision. You may feel slightly different around familiar situations. Places that once felt normal now feel heavier. Conversations that once entertained you now feel draining. This is not because everything around you changed overnight. It is because you did. Archangel Michael's covering over your life in this season is not loud or dramatic. It is precise. He is guarding your mind from confusion and your emotions from manipulation. But there is something important you must understand. Protection works best when partnered with discipline. There may be moments this week where old habits try to reintroduce themselves. A familiar distraction, a familiar compromise, a familiar rationalization. And the voice may whisper, "It's harmless." But you know better now. What seems harmless often carries gradual consequences. You were warned not to skip this message because skipping clarity has consequences. And now that you have received it, returning to unconscious living would create internal conflict. You cannot unknow what has been revealed. There is also a subtle courage rising within you. You are less afraid of disappointing people. You are less anxious about being misunderstood. This courage is not arrogance. It is alignment. When you know you are listening to divine guidance, you do not need constant approval. Watch how certain pressures begin to lose their grip on you. The need to respond immediately. The urge to prove your point. The desire to chase validation. These impulses begin to weaken when discernment strengthens. Inside your home, the shift continues. You may feel prompted to reorganize something physically, to clear a space, to remove an object that carries old memories. Do not ignore that prompting. Physical space often mirrors spiritual space. Clearing one can influence the other. Archangel Michael is assisting in restructuring your environment so that peace has room to settle. But peace requires cooperation. It requires you to let go of what you have been tolerating simply because it was familiar. You are also being taught the power of silence. Not passive silence, but intentional silence. There is strength in withholding unnecessary reactions. There is authority in measured responses. And there is wisdom in waiting for the right moment to speak. Something interesting is happening beneath the surface of your relationships. When you adjust your boundaries internally, others feel it. Some will test those boundaries gently. Others may pull back. Do not panic when this happens. Adjustment always creates temporary imbalance before stability returns. Remember, you were positioned to avoid regret. Regret often grows from ignoring small internal signals repeatedly. But this time, you listened. And listening activated protection. There is an upcoming situation where you will be tempted to doubt your progress. Perhaps someone will question your decision. Perhaps circumstances will look uncertain for a moment. That is when you must remember the stillness you felt when you chose to pause. Archangel Michael stands as a reminder that strength does not need to be aggressive. It needs to be grounded. And you are becoming grounded. Financial decisions may also require extra patience right now. If something feels rushed or overly pressured, step back. Peace and pressure rarely walk together. Give yourself permission to delay until clarity fully settles. You may notice that your dreams are becoming more vivid or symbolic. Keep a mental note of recurring themes. Sometimes guidance arrives indirectly, requiring reflection rather than immediate action. Above all, guard your energy. Not everyone deserves full access to your vulnerability. Share wisely. Speak intentionally. Move thoughtfully. April 25th was a wake-up call. Today is integration. You are integrating awareness into daily choices. And that integration is shaping your future more than you realize. There will soon be a moment when you look back and recognize how close you were to repeating an old mistake. And gratitude will replace anxiety. You will see that what felt like interruption was actually intervention. Archangel Michael's assignment over you continues, but he is not doing the walking for you. He is walking with you. There is a difference. Stay observant. Stay calm. Stay aligned. Because what is unfolding is not only about avoiding regret. It is about stepping into a version of yourself that operates from clarity instead of impulse. And the deeper you go into this awareness, the more you will realize that this message did not appear by accident. It appeared because you were ready. The path ahead is steady, and you are no longer walking it unconsciously. Awakened soul, there is a noticeable difference in the way you are carrying yourself now. The pause you embraced is no longer just a moment. It has become a mindset. And that mindset is quietly reshaping your future. April 25th was the alert. What you are experiencing now is the unfolding of its protection. Archangel Michael remains vigilant, but his presence is not hovering in anxiety. He is established in authority. He is not reacting to chaos. He is preventing it. And the way he does that most effectively is by sharpening your awareness before situations escalate. There is something approaching that will test whether you truly absorbed what was revealed to you. It will not look dramatic. In fact, it may seem routine. A message, an invitation, a conversation that feels familiar. But beneath its surface is the same pattern you were being warned about earlier. The difference this time is that you will recognize it faster. You will feel that slight internal pause again, that quiet check in your spirit. And this time, instead of dismissing it, you will respect it. That respect is what separates growth from repetition. Do not be surprised if someone attempts to reintroduce an old dynamic. When you shift internally, unresolved patterns sometimes try one last time to reclaim their influence. It is not personal. It is momentum losing its grip. Archangel Michael's role in this moment is to remind you of your authority. You are not obligated to participate in cycles you have outgrown. You are not required to explain your evolution to those who benefited from your confusion. This is where discipline becomes powerful. There may be a temptation to respond just to prove that you have changed. Resist that. True change does not need to announce itself. It demonstrates itself through calm consistency. Financially, emotionally, spiritually, you are being repositioned. Something that once felt urgent may now feel optional. Something that once felt necessary may now feel negotiable. This shift in perception is evidence that discernment is strengthening. Inside your home, the atmosphere may continue to stabilize. Conversations may become clearer. Tension may decrease without dramatic confrontation. That is because clarity diffuses confusion quietly. But let me speak directly to something deeper. There is still a small part of you that fears missing out. It wonders, what if I am being too cautious? What if I walk away too soon? The fear is rooted in scarcity thinking, and scarcity often pushes people into regret. Archangel Michael is not guiding you from scarcity. He is guiding you from strategy. Trust the peace that accompanies wise delay. Trust the confidence that comes from measured decisions. You are not behind. You are being aligned. If this message continues to confirm what you have been sensing, engage with it actively. Like this video so it can reach others standing at similar crossroads. Share it with someone who needs discernment more than excitement right now. Comment what you have noticed shifting in your life. When you interact, you are not just supporting content, you are amplifying clarity. Subscribe and remain connected to this channel. There are seasons where timing matters, and being spiritually aligned through consistent messages can prevent unnecessary detours. Join the membership if you feel led to go deeper. Position yourself in spaces that nurture wisdom instead of noise. And hear this clearly, what unfolds next will require steady focus. Do not let distraction dilute what you have gained. The world will continue to rush. Opinions will continue to pull at your attention. But your strength in this season will come from selective engagement. You do not need to attend every argument. You do not need to answer every call immediately. You do not need to chase every opportunity presented. There is also a subtle increase in your spiritual sensitivity. You may sense when someone is not fully transparent. You may feel when an environment carries tension beneath politeness. Do not ignore these impressions. They are not paranoia. They are perception refined through obedience. Archangel Michael's covering does not remove your participation. It enhances your perception. And with enhanced perception comes responsibility. The next few interactions you have will reveal how much you have matured. Stay observant. Stay grounded. Stay measured. Before you move on with your day, hold this awareness firmly. The shift you embraced was not temporary motivation. It was strategic positioning. And what comes next will prove why this pause was necessary. Hold on to that thought, because the layer about to be revealed will make you grateful you chose to listen this time. Focus, spirit. You are now entering the phase where confirmation replaces uncertainty. What once felt like a quiet internal nudge is becoming visible through external events. This is how divine alignment works. First, you sense it. Then, you see it. April 25th with the awakening. What you are walking through now is the validation. Archangel Michael has not stepped back. If anything, his guarding presence feels steadier, more anchored. But here is the truth you must embrace. Protection does not always remove discomfort. Sometimes it allows truth to surface in ways that stretch you before they settle you. You may have already noticed subtle shifts in someone's behavior. A tone change. A delayed response. An unexpected revelation. What is happening is not random. It is exposure unfolding naturally. Not dramatic. Not explosive. Just undeniable. Do not rush to react. There is power in watching the full picture reveal itself. If you speak too soon, you may interrupt clarity. Let people show you who they are through consistency, not apology. Archangel Michael's influence in this season is about strengthening your internal stability. Stability means you are no longer easily shaken by small surprises. You observe instead of panic. You reflect instead of accuse. There is a specific situation in your life that once confused you deeply. You could not understand why it felt off. And now, slowly, the pieces are connecting. The tension you felt was not imaginary. The hesitation you experienced was not overthinking. It was discernment trying to protect you from misalignment. And now you see it more clearly. This clarity may bring mixed emotions. Relief, because you were not wrong. Disappointment, because you hoped you were. Allow yourself to feel both without losing composure. Emotional honesty does not mean emotional reaction. Inside your home, the energy continues to adjust. You may feel compelled to rearrange routines, to establish new boundaries, or to simplify certain dynamics. Follow that instinct. When clarity enters, structure often follows. There is also a quiet empowerment rising within you. You are no longer desperate for immediate answers. You are becoming comfortable with patience. And patience is often the soil where wisdom matures. Archangel Michael's assignment over you includes shielding you from unnecessary confrontations. Not every truth requires immediate discussion. Some truths simply require internal acknowledgement and strategic movement. You are being trained to move with awareness rather than impulse. Watch how opportunities begin to align differently. Something that once seemed essential may naturally fade, and something you previously overlooked may suddenly align with your deeper values. This is not coincidence. It is refinement. There is a lesson here about trust. Not blind trust in others, but steady trust in your discernment. You asked for clarity. You receive it. Now trust it. A situation may soon present itself that mirrors a past experience. It will look similar enough to trigger old memories. But this time, your response will be different. That difference will confirm your growth. You are not the same person who almost skipped this message. That version of you might have rushed ahead without reflection. But you paused. You listened. And that choice is changing outcomes quietly. Archangel Michael stands as a reminder that courage is not loud. It is consistent. It shows up in small disciplined choices repeated daily. Do not underestimate the significance of your restraint. There are consequences you will never see because you avoided them. There are conflicts that will dissolve before reaching you because you chose discernment. You may feel moments of solitude in this process. Growth can feel isolating when others are still operating from urgency. But solitude is not abandonment. It is refinement. Keep your focus sharp. Keep your spirit calm. Because what is forming ahead is not a crisis. It is a redirection. And when the final piece of this unfolding situation becomes clear, you will understand why the warning on April 25th carried such urgency. The revelation is nearing completion. Stay steady. The next shift will require confidence, not hesitation. Brave heart. What is unfolding now is the moment of undeniable realization. The pieces that once felt scattered are aligning in a way that cannot be ignored. This is not coincidence. This is culmination. April 25th with the alert, and everything since then has been leading you to this deeper understanding. Archangel Michael's presence in your life during this season has not been symbolic. It has been strategic. He has been guarding your perception, strengthening your restraint, and allowing truth to reveal itself without unnecessary conflict. And now, you are beginning to see the full picture. There is something you can no longer pretend not to notice. A pattern has completed its cycle in front of you. A truth has surfaced clearly enough that denial is no longer comfortable. This moment may feel sobering, but it is sacred. Do not respond from emotion. Respond from clarity. The power of this realization is not in confrontation. It is in decision. You now have enough understanding to choose differently. You no longer need more signs. You no longer need further proof. What you sensed has been confirmed. Archangel Michael's assignment at this stage is reinforcement. Reinforcement of your confidence. Reinforcement of your boundaries. Reinforcement of your inner authority. You may feel a strong urge to address everything immediately, to lay out what you see, to express what you know. But pause once more, not out of fear but out of wisdom. Timing transforms truth from reaction into resolution. Inside your home, there may be a subtle but noticeable shift. The air may feel lighter, even if conversations have not yet changed. That is because clarity has weight. When confusion lifts, peace has room to settle. You are also realizing something about yourself. You tolerated less than you deserved because you doubted your discernment. That doubt is dissolving now. In its place there is steadiness. A situation that once made you question your intuition is now validating it. And this validation is strengthening you in ways that will extend beyond this current chapter. There is also a warning embedded in this revelation. Do not allow pride to replace humility. Being right does not require arrogance. Seeing clearly does not require superiority. Carry your awareness with grace. Archangel Michael stands not only for protection but for disciplined strength. Strength that does not need to dominate. Strength that simply remains firm. You may soon be presented with an opportunity to either repeat an old pattern or finalize a new standard. Choose carefully. This decision will echo into the months ahead. The difference now is that you are not choosing blindly. If this message has walked you through a season of awakening, do not keep that transformation silent. Share this video so others who are standing at their own crossroads can receive clarity before regret. Like this message to help it rise above distraction. Comment what has been revealed to you through this journey. Your voice may unlock confirmation for someone else. Stay connected here. Continue to subscribe and engage. Growth requires consistency, and alignment requires community. If you feel called to go deeper, step into membership and position yourself where discernment is cultivated regularly. Now understand this clearly. The realization you are experiencing is not the end of something. It is the beginning of alignment. You are not losing. You are refining. There may be moments of silence after this clarity settles. Silence from others. Silence in situations that once felt noisy. Do not misinterpret that silence as emptiness. It is recalibration. Archangel Michael's guarding presence remains steady because what lies ahead requires focus. You have passed through the stage of uncertainty. You are now stepping into intentional living. And here is the sacred part. Because you chose to listen on April 25th, you avoided regret. That alone is a blessing. Seal this moment intentionally. Type "I walk in discernment" in the comments if this message has confirmed your spirit. Blessing code 818 is now released over your decisions. And as this chapter of Revelation completes itself, hear this as a continuation of the same divine flow. When you respond to truth, you become a carrier of it. There are others who almost miss their warning just as you almost did. When you support this mission through super thanks, membership, or a seed through the PayPal link in the description, you are not funding content. You are sowing into awakening. The word declares that those who sow beside still waters will reap in due season. That promise is alive right now. I am inviting you to take part in something greater than a video. Your giving becomes oil in the lamp that guides someone away from regret and into clarity. Do not hesitate in this moment. When you act, you align yourself with obedience. When you sow, you activate harvest. This is not obligation. This is opportunity. Release your seed. Join the membership. Step into partnership. As you give, may clarity multiply in your life. May protection surround your household. May your decisions be guarded before they are tested. Move with confidence. The alignment has begun. Resolute soul, now that clarity has settled and the truth has revealed itself, you are standing in a powerful position. Not because everything around you has changed instantly, but because you have. April 25th awakened you. What followed confirmed you. And now you are being established. Archangel Michael's presence in this season is no longer about warning you. It is about fortifying you. There is a difference between being alerted and being anchored. You have crossed that line. The realization you experienced recently may still be echoing in your thoughts. You may replay certain conversations in your mind, noticing details you once overlooked. You may see patterns more clearly than ever before. This is not obsession. It is integration. Your mind is catching up with what your spirit already knew. Well, here is where wisdom becomes critical. Do not allow overanalysis to replace discernment. You do not need to dissect every word or revisit every memory. You have already received what you needed. Continuing to probe beyond that can create unnecessary tension. Archangel Michael's strength represents disciplined focus. Stay focused on what is ahead, not on what is behind. The purpose of revelation is not to trap you in reflection. It is to guide you into redirection. There may be a subtle shift in how others approach you now. Some may sense your boundaries and tread carefully. Others may attempt to test them. Remain consistent. A consistency invites confusion. Calm firmness invites respect. You are also entering a stage where silence speaks louder than explanation. You may feel less compelled to justify your decisions. That is growth. When clarity stabilizes inside you, you no longer need constant external validation. Inside your home, you may notice a settling, a quietness that feels different from avoidance. It feels intentional. That is because when you make aligned decisions, the environment around you begins to reorganize itself accordingly. However, do not mistake calm for completion. There is still one more layer unfolding. It will not shock you. It will confirm you. Something small but significant will occur that finalizes your understanding of why you were warned so strongly not to skip this message. It may be a statement someone makes casually. It may be an opportunity that reveals its true cost. It may be a delay that turns out to be protection. When it happens, you will feel a quiet gratitude instead of frustration. That gratitude will mark the closing of an old chapter. Archangel Michael's guarding presence in this stage is about preparation. Preparation for the next elevation. You have been protected from regret. Now you are being positioned for growth. Growth requires space, and space sometimes requires separation. If certain connections begin to feel distant, allow them to shift naturally. Not every distancing is conflict. Some distancing is alignment. Trust the process. Financially and practically, continue to move with patience. You may feel tempted to accelerate simply because you avoided one mistake. Do not rush forward out of relief. Move steadily out of wisdom. Emotionally, there may be moments where you feel a slight loneliness. Growth often creates a temporary gap between who you were and who you are becoming. That gap can feel isolating, but it is sacred. Archangel Michael does not stand guard over stagnant lives. He stands guard over evolving ones. And evolution sometimes requires walking a stretch of road with fewer voices around you. Do not interpret that as loss. Interpret it as refinement. Here is also something important about your confidence. It must remain quiet. Loud confidence often masks insecurity. Quiet confidence reflects alignment. Let your strength be evident without being announced. You may soon be presented with an opportunity that once would have distracted you completely. This time, you will evaluate it calmly. You will weigh it against your peace. And you may choose differently. That different choice will surprise you. It will confirm that you are no longer driven by impulse or fear of missing out. You are guided by discernment. The warning on April 25th was not dramatic for attention. It was urgent for protection. And now, as events settle into place, you can see the wisdom behind the urgency. Remain grounded. Remain observant. Remain disciplined. The final layer of this unfolding is near. And when it arrives, it will not require anxiety. It will require confidence. You are no longer at risk of the regret that once hovered near you. You listen, and that decision has altered more than you can see. Stand firm. The conclusion of this revelation is approaching, and it will seal everything you have learned into lasting strength. Determined one, you have reached the stage where everything becomes unmistakably clear. The final layer of confirmation is no longer forming. It is arriving. What once felt like intuition has now become evidence. What once felt like caution has now become wisdom proven. April 25th was not dramatic by accident. It carried urgency because something subtle was about to unfold in your life. And if you had rushed forward blindly, regret would have followed quietly behind you. But you did not rush. You paused. You listened. And now you are standing in the safety of foresight. Archangel Michael's presence over this entire journey hath been about guarding your future, not controlling your present. He did not force your decisions. He strengthened your discernment. And because you cooperated with that discernment, the outcome shifted. Here is a moment either already happening or about to happen that will seal everything for you. It may be a truth revealed casually in conversation. It may be an unexpected delay that exposes hidden flaws. It may even be someone showing their character in a way that confirms what you sensed all along. When it happens, you will not feel anger. You will feel relief. Relief that you did not move too quickly. Relief that you did not commit prematurely. relief that you respected the pause. This relief is the evidence of divine protection. Inside your home, stability is becoming more tangible. The atmosphere feels steadier. Decisions feel more grounded. Even if external circumstances are still adjusting, your internal foundation is firm. However, remain vigilant. Just because one situation has been clarified does not mean you abandon discernment. Growth is not a one-time event. It is a lifestyle. Archangel Michael's assignment now shifts slightly. It moves from warning you about one specific situation to training you in a higher level of spiritual awareness overall. A lesson was not just about avoiding one regret. It was about teaching you how to recognize patterns before they entangle you. You are more observant now, more patient, less reactive. That transformation is permanent if you protect it. There may be people who do not understand your shift. They may sense that you are less impulsive, less easily persuaded. That is not distance. That is maturity. Continue to guard your peace. Continue to evaluate opportunities through the lens of alignment rather than excitement. Continue to trust the quiet voice that prompted you to pause in the first place. If this journey has strengthened your discernment, let it reach others as well. Like this video so it can move beyond your screen and into someone else's crossroads. Share it with a friend who might be standing on the edge of a rushed decision. Comment what has changed inside you through this message. Your testimony could prevent someone else's regret. Subscribe and remain connected to this channel. There are seasons where timely spiritual awareness makes the difference between peace and unnecessary struggle. Join the membership if you feel called to deepen your alignment and remain positioned for clarity in future crossroads. And hear this carefully. The most powerful protection often feels simple in the moment. A pause, a hesitation, a delay. But those simple acts can redirect entire outcomes. You are protected not by drama, but by discernment. The final confirmation that arrives will not shake you. It will steady you. It will close the loop that began on April 25th and prove that the urgency was mercy. Archangel Michael's steady watch over your decisions has ensured that what could have become regret instead became revelation. Now you move forward differently. There is a new level of confidence forming within you. Not loud, not boastful, just grounded. You know what it feels like to always miss something important. And you know what it feels like to listen instead. That difference will shape your next season profoundly. Remain attentive in the coming days. One more subtle confirmation is approaching, and when it lands, you will understand fully why this message had to reach you at exactly the right time. Hold steady. You are no longer reacting to life. You are discerning it. And that shift is the true victory. Steady warrior. The final confirmation has either just unfolded or is unfolding as you listen now. It did not arrive with chaos. It did not explode into your life. It simply revealed itself, calmly and undeniably. And in that moment, everything connected. You saw it. You understood it. You felt the quiet relief settle into your spirit. April 25th was never about fear. It was about foresight. It was about preventing a decision that would have slowly unraveled your peace. And now, standing on this side of clarity, you can recognize how close you were to stepping into something misaligned. Archangel Michael's guarding presence throughout this journey has been unwavering. Not dramatic, not overwhelming, just constant. That constancy is what kept you from acting impulsively when urgency tried to pressure you. The situation that once tempted you now looks different. Its shine has faded. Its urgency has weakened. Its appeal has diminished. What once seemed promising now appears incomplete, and you are not bitter about it. You are grateful. Grateful that you waited. Grateful that you listened. Grateful that you did not skip the warning again. There is something powerful about seeing what almost happened, but did not. It creates a deeper appreciation for discernment. It builds trust in your spiritual instincts. It reinforces your confidence in pausing when something feels off. You are not the same person who nearly ignored this message. You are sharper now, more aware, less driven by impulse. Inside your home, there is a greater sense of control over your environment. You are more intentional with what you allowed in. Conversations feel more deliberate. Decisions feel more measured. Even your thoughts carry more structure. This is not coincidence. It is cultivation. Archangel Michael's influence has not only shielded you from one mistake, it has elevated your standard. You now recognize subtle warning signs that you might have overlooked before. You sense when something carries hidden weight. You detect when urgency masks imbalance. And that awareness will continue to protect you long after this specific chapter closes. There may be a lingering thought in your mind asking, what if I had ignored it? But do not dwell there. That path was avoided. The purpose of reflection now is gratitude, not regret. You also may notice that some relationships have subtly shifted. People who once influenced your decisions heavily may now have less sway. That is not rebellion. It is independence. Healthy independence rooted in discernment. You are no longer easily rushed, no longer easily pressured, no longer easily distracted. That transformation is the true blessing. Archangel Michael stands as a reminder that spiritual warfare is not always loud confrontation. Sometimes it is quiet prevention. Sometimes the greatest victory is the mistake you never made. In the coming days, continue to move with this same intentional awareness. Do not assume that clarity removes the need for vigilance. Stay aligned. Stay observant. Stay grounded. There is also a new opportunity forming ahead. Unlike the previous one, it will not pressure you. It will not rush you. It will feel stable from the beginning. When it appears, you will recognize the difference immediately. That recognition will confirm your growth. You are entering a season where discernment becomes second nature, where pausing becomes instinctive, where wisdom overrides impulse without struggle. April 25th marked a turning point. What follows now is momentum built on clarity. Do not return to unconscious living. Protect what you have gained. Guard your peace fiercely but gracefully. There is strength in your restraint. There is authority in your patience. There is blessing in your obedience. The final step of this journey is not dramatic action. It is sustained awareness. And as you stand here, having avoided regret and embraced revelation, you can move forward confidently. The next chapter will not require emergency intervention. It will require steady wisdom. You have it now. Hold it. Carry it. Walk with it. Because the lesson that began with a warning has ended with empowerment. And empowerment is a gift that keeps unfolding long after the moment has passed. Beloved guardian of your own destiny, this is the sealing moment. Everything that began on April 25th has now come full circle. The warning, the pause, the hesitation, the confirmation, the relief, it was all part of a divine interruption designed to redirect you without breaking you. You almost missed it. That is the truth. You almost scrolled past the very message that would protect your next season. And if you had, you might have walked forward unaware, only to look back weeks later wondering why things felt heavy, why peace felt distant, why regret whispered at night. But you did not skip. You listened, and that choice altered your path. Archangel Michael was not sent to frighten you. He was assigned to fortify you. His presence throughout this journey has represented strategic defense, not loud warfare, not dramatic chaos, just precise protection at the exact moment you needed clarity. Look at what happened. The situation that once tempted you revealed its weakness. The conversation that once confused you exposed its inconsistency. The opportunity that once felt urgent lost its pressure, and you remained steady. This is growth. This is maturity. This is what happens when discernment is honored instead of ignored. Inside your home, there is a new atmosphere now. It may not be perfect, but it is more aligned. You are more selective with your energy, more intentional with your words, more cautious with your commitments. That shift is permanent if you guard it. There will be other crossroads in your life, other urgent moments, other seemingly harmless distractions. But now you know what it feels like to almost miss divine timing, and what it feels like to catch it just in time. That awareness is priceless. Archangel Michael's assignment over this chapter is complete, but his covering over your discernment continues. Protection does not disappear after one victory. It strengthens through obedience. You were given a choice on April 25th, scroll or pause. You paused, and because you paused, you avoided regret. Let that truth settle deeply within you. There are people right now who are standing at their own April 25th moment. They feel the nudge. They sense the hesitation, but they are seconds away from ignoring it. Your engagement with this message helped push it into visibility. Your attention helped keep it alive long enough to reach someone else. Seal this journey intentionally. Type "I did not miss my moment" in the comments if you know this message reached you at the right time. Blessing code 2525 is now activated over your path and your household. Now hear this as an extension of everything you have just experienced. The same way you were positioned to avoid regret, there are souls on the edge of decisions right now. When you support this mission through super thanks, membership, or a seed through the PayPal link in the description, you are not giving to a channel. You are sowing into divine interruptions. The word says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." That is not poetry. That is promise. When you release a seed into fertile ground, heaven responds with multiplied clarity over your own life. I am speaking directly to the one who feels the pull to act right now. This is your moment to partner with the very protection that shielded you. Your generosity becomes oil in the lamp that warns someone before regret reaches them. Do not delay obedience. Do not overthink the impulse to give. Step into it boldly. Join the membership. Release your super thanks. Send your seed through the PayPal link below. As you give, may divine strategy guard your future decisions. May unseen dangers be revealed before they form. May your household walk in discernment and peace. May your obedience unlock overflow in ways you cannot predict. This is not a suggestion. This is a call to alignment. You did not miss your moment. Now help someone else catch theirs.